We talking about practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere of it, one that is not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines, you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye, peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him running, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laughing these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walk in this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
All right, let's clap it up. Shalom, DC, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started off at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, according to the Bible, that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We're not affiliated with any other Christian organization or Hebrew Israelite group. 1 West is a home of the truth, and that's where it lies. Slaka, you had something? You was about to say.
I'm looking ahead where it says Biden administration offers convicted Russian arms dealer in exchange for Griner and Whaley. So yeah, they trying to get a 2-for-1 for Russian arms dealer.
So hold on. Okay, so I know Brittany Griner. If anybody doesn't know, the WNBA star Brittany Griner is in jail for being a drug addict. I don't know why in the world would you go to a different country, because people in this country, especially our people in this country, think that that we're such hot stuff that we can go anywhere and do just about anything. That's what the oppressor does. The oppressor can go anywhere and do anything that they damn well please. But we can't. We can't be drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? We can't be drug users. And Brittany Griner got caught up in just that, just the idea, the ideology of America. You know what I'm saying? Of white supremacy. She thinks she's one of them. You know what I'm saying? When she was brought back to the earth very, very quickly and very harshly, and now she sits in a Russian jail because she can't kick a weed habit. She can't kick a weed habit. She's making, I want to say it was like $500,000 for a couple of months of work playing basketball in Russia. 500 grand for about 4 or 5 months, and then coming back to the States to play some more in the States.
One thing, I mean, I'm maybe forgetting that, you know, professional athletes ain't supposed to use drugs, period, whether it be marijuana, steroids, or anything. So when she come back to the WNBA, are they gonna let her play?
Well, that's not necessarily true, because if you have cold, you can't take no Advil or aspirin. That's drugs. You know what I'm saying? Well, you get if you have a serious ailment, you know, something stronger, the doctor prescribes you drugs, right? You can't. That's not entirely true. As far as athletes aren't supposed to take sports performance enhancement drugs, you know, stuff that ups their game. As far as and then they weren't supposed to be taking illegal drugs, but now in America, it's not really illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's not really illegal. As far as I know, because I know a few people. You don't speak with us, sir. You want to take it now, sir? Kind. I know a few people who have been in the league, and once at a point in time, it was so bad that they wouldn't even test for weed. They would test for that stuff that you would get rid of that wouldn't pop on your piss test. They would test for that. They would test for the test. Now I'm not even 100% sure, but since the U.S. has made it legal, there is some leeway to doing that. But even still, even back then till now, the stars and Brittany Griner is a star in her own right in the WNBA. They kind of get a heads up. You know what I'm saying? They get advance warning as to when that test is going to come, so then they can get it out of their system, so that they won't get caught. They won't pop on the test. But since she's such a drug addict, she doesn't care about what she believed that she's one of them, and she can go anywhere and do anything, and just, you know, and everything will be cool and copacetic. You know what trick does, sir?
Boy. Yo, chiefing off in here. Damn.
It's like, you want an ounce?
If you want to give it to me.
With that, I pass the class over to Chief.
Chief, god damn.
To Captain Mashat Mayum.
God damn. Bro, I got him a bro. Because I didn't know you was handing all rank raises and shit. God damn. Because give me a up, he give me a rank raise. Shit. Yep, shut down, Matthew. Let me get a bottle of water, please. And let me get the big glass mug. And you know, a square of paper towel. I have some coloring books here too, Akim. I think my quad's rib had these from since Passover. You know what I mean? Sister Banat Shara. You know what I mean? If anybody want to take some, or, you know, a few here, if you are kids, or if you are artists, you know what I mean? You might be one of them brothers who inspired with the art. You could get busy. Maybe A block. So what we dealing with?
Slack. So I was just talking about how Brittany Griner was locked up, and they're trying to get the Russians are trying to get an arms dealer, but then now they added someone. They want to get another person out for an exchange for Brittany Griner
plus the arms dealer. Listen, I think the general brought it out before the general brought it out how they go into they're going to play chess with this thing here. Russia was playing chess all along. So what? Russia was playing chess with them all along. Because remember, America had told the WNBA not to say nothing about Brittany Griner. Yep. You know what I mean? They say since she got locked up, she locked up since what, February or March or something? They told them broads to stay quiet. I mean, that sounds like a kind of rape act to me. Like you done violate somebody and you say, well, don't tell nobody about this now. You hear me? Go ahead and bounce that basketball
Right.
and collect that damn check. But keep your mouth shut about what's going on.
Right.
And then they wonder why LeBron makes so much money. And they don't.
Right.
Because you bitches is disloyal to your own.
Right.
That's why. You know what I mean? So like you had the Anna part?
No, just a couple details in there. It was a Russian arms dealer that the Biden administration is trying to trade for Brittany Griner and some American named Whalen. He's a devil too.
The American they're trying to trade?
Yeah, they want two Americans, Brittany Griner and a devil last name Whalen, and they were exchanging a Russian arms dealer who had 25 years sentence.
I ain't hear nothing about no American dude. What is he? What's the American dude? Is he some scientist or something? They ain't say?
I don't know that part.
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about anybody else. Brittany Griner is as high profile as they have in terms of trading chips. Unless y'all could pull whatever they're saying about the other person. You know what I mean? Yeah, please go ahead.
After months of internal debate, the Biden administration has offered to exchange Victor Bout, a convicted Russian arms trafficker serving a 25-year U.S. prison sentence, as a part of a potential deal to secure the release of two Americans held by Russia, Brittany Griner and Paul Whalen, according to the People brief.
Somebody Google Paul Whalen, because I haven't heard about no Paul Whalen before. But that arms dealer, I think he's a major dude. They made a movie about him with Nicolas Cage. I forget the name of the movie. Where they were selling a ton of bullets and shit. I forget the name of the damn movie. It's God of War? Yeah, I think that movie is loosely based on him.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, that you know, of course they're gonna keep it quiet. They ain't gonna give him fame and notoriety. But that arms dealer they want, he's like a big fish. And of course, if Putin wants him, it ain't to give him retirement. It ain't to give him, you know, a condo in Florida. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have what is Peter Whalen?
Peter Whalen. It's Paul Whalen.
Paul Whalen or Peter? Paul
Nicholas Whalen is a Canadian with American, British, and Irish citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
He was arrested in Russia on December 28, 2018 and accused of spying. On June 15, 2020, he received a 16-year prison sentence with the possibility of time in a labor camp.
Okay, so they just holding him for so-called being a spy, but they didn't say if he was a spy.
Lie, sir.
Okay, good.
Lie, sir.
I mean,
he was formerly in Esau's military. Looked like he's been decorated, and he's been accused of, and he has 4 citizenships.
He don't play basketball. He don't entertain people. He's not in the WNBA, so he's irrelevant in my book. You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah, so what's the updates on that now? She has what? I think she had a court date this week? That's what you was bringing out, Bakwash?
We're just really getting into it.
Okay, what is it? She had a court date this week or something?
She had a court date, and I want to say they extended
the time.
She didn't get convicted. They extended the time for the trial. Yeah,
they're stretching that shit out, which is what they're going to, because they're going to play politics with her, because they know America doesn't care about so-called African Americans, aka black people, black and Hispanic people. They never negotiated to benefit anything with us. You get the point? We'll never negotiate to benefit anything with us. Our people could rot in there for all. If Brittany Griner was a regular, U.S. citizen, they probably would not have even made a big deal about whatever they say she was smoking or not smoking. I don't know. You get the point? And it's not like she came into the country with, actual weed. Is the oil or something that they held her for in her vape, which is, I don't know. I thought the vape was supposed to be safe. You know what I mean? Like it ain't the actual cigarette. So it's not, you don't have actual tobacco like the cigarette. You're going to have the oil for the flavor to trick your brain. I thought the whole thing with the vaping was that it was not real. Right, go ahead.
They had weed oil with the extract, the THC.
But I thought that was supposed to be safe though. The people sell weed oil.
It's like, but it's actually stronger.
Okay, but don't they sell the oil?
From what I understand, the oil is stronger than the.
I don't care what's stronger. Shit. But don't they sell the oil? Can't you just go into anywhere and get the THC oil? Go ahead.
Just the same way you would have to go into a dispensary.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just like weed.
That's what I'm talking about. You could go get the oil somewhere. Right? So I don't understand what the issue was. I don't get it. I don't fully get it. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
What I'm saying though, it's the same thing as you have in actual marijuana.
So you can't have THC oil.
THC is the drug that they
okay, so what's the oil called?
It's weed oil.
No, there's a name for it.
It's called wax or shatter.
No, there's another 3-letter like how they had the THC, some other 3-letter name that they have the oil. You know what I mean? I ain't too understand the whole vaping situation, but I thought the vaping was supposed to be a safer alternative than actual cigarettes with the smoke and stuff like that. So whatever oils is coming with it, it should be, legal. Explain it to me.
So they do have oils that you can just vape that are like smoking like tobacco or something like that. But I believe what she got caught with was the weed oil.
Okay, well, I ain't too sure. I think they're playing something with her. That's why I want to try to understand what oil it is she got caught with. I'm not too certain that situation is like what they're saying it is.
Okay.
Right, and of course, this is not me advocating at all for her, for anybody who is smoking weed or marijuana or anything. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm just saying, as far as for what they seem to have held her for, I don't know. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So the chat is saying CBD.
CBD oil. CBD oil is things you could. I think you could just go get. You could just go buy as normal in them dispensaries. Right or wrong? Or no?
You can get that at the gas station.
That's what I thought. I thought that CBD oil was like something you could just get.
Yeah, so I got an article right here.
Let me hear you.
It said, the Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis, which would carry a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison.
Okay, say that part again.
Mm-hmm. The Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis.
Okay.
So it's like you saying it could have been where it just was a CBD oil, which is something that you can go to every gas station and buy. It didn't specify if it's the actual THC or CBD, but the Russian laws probably stipulate that any marijuana derived oil in general is illegal according to them. But in America, you can get CBD oil at the gas station.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, just to put this in perspective, right? Read what you just read.
Okay. The Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were identified as containing oil derived from cannabis.
Okay, how did they identify them cartridges? Anybody who ever traveled?
They'll have some sort of test that if it has a certain percentage of it, it'll come back saying, hey, it's this.
Okay, that's what you like to think. That charge is just like a clock you do an 80 and a 60.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. That thing there is, you know, that clock's you doing. Say, well, you know, what's the proof? Well, you can come to court. See in court. That's what's really going on. You get the point? Let me give you another one. Somebody look up Leon Horton. Leon, Haughton. Google Leon Horton. All right. Who has it?
It's like not it's pulling up. It keep pulling up football recruiting profiles.
All right, pull up Leon Horton, Jamaica, or BWI.
Okay. Charges dropped against man arrested at BWI traveling with honey, mistaken for liquefied methamphetamine.
Say what?
Charges dropped against man arrested at BWI traveling with honey, mistaken for liquefied methamphetamine.
No, just read down in the article and see how they identify it as liquid meth.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I don't know what meth look like or liquid meth what it look like.
Right.
And I don't even know if it even resembles goddamn honey.
Right.
You get the point? But I do know you could just taste honey.
Right.
I do know you could smell honey. I know you could pour honey into something and see how that shit drizzles and know, well, that's honey. Right? But just read the article or what do you call this thing? Google the original article, the original arrest of Leon Horton, and see how they identified these bottles of honey that is Benjamite bringing back. Anybody know Benjamite's traveling? Half the suitcase is food. Half the suitcase is sweet bread and cakes and, you know, and what's called this thing? Coconut cake and sugar cake when they take the coconut husk. You take the coconut husk, you grate it, and you get like shredded cheese, and you put that together, and you make a whole candy confectionery from that. And they're coming back with all the you know, the drinks, the local drinks that, you know, the family abroad ain't tasting years because it's a cultural thing. Right. You know what I mean? Most Caribbean islands, our island people do it from Puerto Rico to Levi, Simeon. You go back home for some time, you coming back with a ton of shit that you just can't get here because your family want the taste of the island. So he's bringing back honey because more than likely the honey you get in the store done pass through a factory and processed and shit. The honey he bringing, some relative has land with bees, and he probably went and scraped that shit out of the damn hive and put it in a bottle. You get the point? It's different. You understand? But anybody find the original article? Please give me the original article.
An Arundel County man arrested at BWI airport, wrongly jailed for nearly 3 months. An Anne Arundel County man returning from a trip from his home country of Jamaica found himself taking an unexpected trip to jail. Canines sniffed Leon Horton's suitcase at BWI airport. Customs and Border Protection seized 3 bottles of honey. The honey tested positive for drugs, and Horton was arrested for methamphetamine. He spent 82 days in jail and then was put in ICE custody over confusion of his green card status. Finally, a second lab test in Georgia found that there were no drugs in the honey.
Oh, shit. But of course, that border agent grew up watching what's the one with Screwface? Screwface kill you 10 times worse than God. With the one who played the native Indian, but he had Steven Seagal. Yeah. Was he Hard to Kill? One of them damn movies where he fighting the Jamaican drug dealers and he cut off the head of one, and the twin brother had to come and kill him. Now they grew up watching that shit. So any Benjamin with an accent, is bringing drugs in. He could have bring, 2 hands back. He just come in with his 2 hands. Did I find drugs somewhere on him? You take the honey and say, no, there's other articles, because this brother down there lost his whole life over this one arrest, which is a charge. There's no proof at the border. It's really the discretion on who's searching you. So there's more articles over the shit. They didn't really test the thing. They didn't really actually do the test. He telling them it's honey. There was other agents saying it is honey, and these few did some dumb shit and say, well, this test is coming back. We're not sure, and they put the brother in jail.
Right. Like I got a little something on it.
Let me hear you.
Come. The bottles with gold-colored screw tops labeled honey in his bag. They told him had tested positive in a drug field test for methamphetamine.
They just told him that. I mean, there's some more where they tell you what they did, but the test wasn't even done right, and there was no they didn't find any other trace of drugs on him, anything else. But they arrested him for bringing drugs in. Anybody know anything about brothers who have resident status to be in America? An arrest like that, you don't go to prison, you go to jail, you go to the ICE detention center because you're an immigrant. You get the point? And now once you're in the ICE detention center, it's no longer just that drug case that you have. Now it's an immigration situation. Right. He got lost in immigration for like 3 months, lost his job, lost his house, damn near was on the verge of getting deported, and then everything came back negative, and then he had to go fight again to overturn the whole immigration situation over this one charge that was false. Right. It was honey. I don't know what Brittany Griner had, unless they could show me some stalk with some seeds or some shit. I don't know what she had. Right. I know how I've dealt with officers before, and I know some officers, they write good tickets, and I know some officers write bad tickets. Right. I'm just saying, if it's vaping and it's some liquid, nigga, you could get CBD anyway. Get the point? Yeah, I don't understand what it is, but they're definitely playing the game with her. Right. They absolutely, it's been months. They could have done tested the thing and know for sure. They could have, I don't know. But they're playing politics with America because they told them women, somebody pulled that article too, where they told the woman in the WNBA, that famous one, Lisa Leslie, she came out and said it, that they told the whole WNBA to stay quiet about Brittany Griner. Don't tweet, don't talk, create zero chatter for one specific purpose. So that Russia would not think she's important to use her as a political pawn. That was the whole reason they said don't talk about her. And them greedy bitches in the NBA, in the WNBA, kept them out shut. The same greedy bitches that want more money and want LeBron money. Anybody ever silence LeBron? When that bitch from Fox said shut up and dribble, he came back out and he said some shit about her. You get the point? If you want to be the boss, yeah, pay the cost. And you showed yourself lacking. You don't deserve to be paid what these men are being paid. Because you shut your mouth when one of yours was getting violated. Because a white man told you to stay quiet. You don't deserve the money, woman. Just, go dunk. Go learn to dunk first. Anybody find the article? No. Please, go ahead.
Lisa Leslie says WNBA players have been told to stay quiet on Brittany Griner's situation. Sitting down with Brandon Marshall, Chad Johnson, and former WNBA player Chantel Tremitiere on the latest episode of I Am Athlete, WNBA legend Lisa Leslie said women's basketball players have been instructed to not make a big deal about Brittany Griner's arrest in Russia. What we were told was to not make a big fuss about it, so that they could not use her as a pawn, so to speak, in this situation in the war. Leslie said on a podcast. So to make it like it's not important, or not make it like free Britney, and we start this campaign and it becomes something they can use.
Right.
The former Los Angeles Sparks superstar however, didn't reveal where the information came from. I don't want to say who said that, but it's been kind of spreading through the women's basketball world, she said.
Yep. So now, if it is that she's saying we can't talk about it, then, you know, this woman sitting in jail for how many months? What, 3 months? 3 months going on 4. And because somebody told you don't say nothing, you ain't saying nothing while she's suffering. And then you want to act like you have favor for her, like you have any kind of love for her. You want to act like the WNBA is so important. Like, it's a shame how people don't support the WNBA like they do the NBA and all of that nonsense. But one of yours is sitting rotten in a jail. You don't know how she eating. You don't know if she bathing. You don't know nothing. You all aren't even trying to talk to the broad. But now I'm supposed to respect that? I'm supposed to go buy expensive tickets and sit courtside and watch you and campaign for you to get more money? Nah. That's crazy. And this is what they're missing. They told them to stay quiet so that it doesn't seem important, that Russia wouldn't just, use it against them, because this would make America now have to do something. And America doesn't want to be seen publicly as having to do something about a black lesbian woman. You understand? All of a sudden now, the trade is between not just Brittany Griner, not just this slave, but some no-name white man who we don't even know what he in jail for. You get the point? But so now we have to send troops in because there's a white man involved now. You get the point? Now we had to do something because there's a white man involved. But all the time it was just this, freak of nature. You know what I mean? Before she was before she went to Russia and got locked up, they was talking about her playing brothers in the NBA. They were saying she was that good that she could take certain men in the NBA one-on-one. And they was talking about it all the time. Like, yeah, I think she could beat him. I think she could beat him. And this one, and nah, she can't beat him. But she could definitely beat him because she was just such a freak of nature. The girl is almost 7 feet tall, could play ball, damn near could dunk. She dominating the WNBA. But America don't want to be seen as having an interest for that. You get the point? So now to take the pressure, they're trying to say like, if the women in the WNBA talk about it, then Russia would be able to use it. Now, what happens is if the women in the WNBA talk about it, now America has to do something about it. And they don't want to do something about your black ass, and they told you shut up. And the shameful thing is you shut him out. So you should shut him out about that check too. You should shut up about that money and take the 60,000 or 80,000 you're getting anyway. You wouldn't have been making that much if it wasn't for Spalding. You wouldn't have been making that much if it wasn't for, a rim and a net. Right? So take that money and shut your mouth, because you wouldn't even risk. I don't know what would they threaten them women with. What, not playing? What they threaten you with? Nobody watching you anyway. What did you have to lose? You could have staged a walkout. You could have staged a whole walkout. We coming on the court and sitting in the center. The referee could throw the ball up and we just sitting there until Brittany Griner get free. But you listen to some white man and then now you want to talk about equal pay for what? You don't even respect your own. And that's the best among them, damn near. Like she ain't no, off the bench player. She ain't some, that somebody whose stats is measured in the minutes they played because they only get 5 minutes this game. You get the point? She ain't somebody who get contracted for 2 games. Like that's one of the best players in the whole league, possibly the whole world. And you stayed quiet because a white man told you to. You don't deserve any money. For real, come on.
Oh God! So what you're saying is so heavy, just to expose their hypocrisy for every last woman in that WNBA who refused to speak out. The WNBA, they cry about the equal pay, and the problem is they don't have enough viewership, and they don't have enough solidarity to draw people in. When it's like something like this, even though it's kind of okay, it's like you capitalizing off of what's happening with the sister, but it's like it's manifold. They could have used this as them helping the sister and you drawing attention now to the league. If you would have stood together, like, no, we're not gonna say nothing. Like they told us, they could have said, well, they told us not to say nothing. We all speaking out.
Mm-hmm.
We want everybody to join together with us as we, refuse to play, or just like you said, they could have really made a difference. And you'd be surprised how many people would have just supported or bought tickets just because of they side with them taking a stand.
They would have got what they wanted.
Right.
They would have, and it would have been a worldwide phenomenon.
Exactly.
They could have created listen, LeBron and them, remember I think they had a guard order on LeBron and them when they was who was it? Was it Trayvon?
It's Michael Brown.
It was Michael Brown.
Okay.
And remember they all went in there with the black hands up, don't shoot. He put something on the sneakers, justice or something.
Okay.
Like they couldn't say nothing, but they made a stance.
Okay.
These bitches ain't even do that, man.
Right.
After the case up in Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
where the dude
George Floyd.
Well, it was George Floyd, but then after that, it was a dude that went up when it was going back to his car and the cop shot him.
Jacob Blake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, they had a game that night, and the team just came out and said we're not playing. Just straight up said we're not playing, and they boycotted the.
Oh yeah. See, yeah, them niggas deserve millions of dollars, Zach.
Right.
They deserve it. Them Negroes deserve it. But woman, okay, this is really what it is. Give me the weaker vessel. Give me weaker vessel.
Go ahead and read, sir.
Yeah, please.
First Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel,
Mm-hmm.
and as being heirs together of the grace of life.
Right. The scripture said they are the weaker vessel, which means what? A vessel holds water,
Right.
or a liquid or something, and a vessel is something you could use to carry. Even military ships are called vessels.
Right.
And if a vessel is weak, it either can't carry much or can't carry whatever far, or both,
Right.
or else it's going to break. If it is that you trying to make this type of stance, you're going to have to realize the lengths you're going to have to go through for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not willing to go through those lengths.
Right.
So you should really take your position as the weaker vessel. And it's an excellent position to take.
Right.
Because why? If I know this vessel is weak, I will stand for the vessel.
Exactly.
I will hold on to the vessel. I would, be instead on the front for that vessel. And that could happen if it is that now they decide position. But they won't.
Right.
And now you get tested, you get called out when, if you were to risk it just for 1 second, everything, you could have gotten all you wanted. You could have gotten it. I mean, you'd have been in the news. Even Lisa Leslie, when she said, well, I ain't going to say where I heard it. Even that's weak. Even that is absolutely weak. Now, if Brittany Griner dies in that Russian prison, Lord forbid. I know she's a lesbian. I know she done turned her back on the Lord. I know she's serving that Egyptian God. But if she dies in that prison, Lord forbid, I'm not saying I want that to happen to the sister. I pray she get out of that damn prison so she could hear somebody speaking on the street.
That's right.
That her blood will be on them.
Yep.
Like they sat and enjoyed the little money that they hate while she over there. You get the point? Like they getting checks. They just had All-Star Weekend 2 weeks ago, WNBA All-Star Weekend. And they gave some girl a little small ass little trophy for the MVP. Some girl, I don't even know her name. And Brittany Griner ain't come up. Like, now you had to really ask yourself, do I really deserve this pay?
Right.
Do I really deserve it? Now, and Brittany Griner, as I say, is the top tier of them. Imagine other injustices happening to women in the WNBA who is not as top tier as her. And they ain't saying nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They're just carrying on. Just carrying on. Now you wonder why so many people get molested in a house.
Right.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't do it. Pastor's good. What are you talking about?
Right.
Pastor so and so, he is good. You watch your mouth. Billy's a good man. This, that, the other. That's who's in the WNBA. All them old, strong, independent art broads, that's who is in there. They stay quiet for 90 days, while she in a Russian prison. Good night. I don't know, but people come from other countries and talk about, they could go to jail here. I don't know what the hell is a Russian prison looking like. I don't know what they're eating over there. I don't know how she being treated. I don't even know if she getting feminine products. Remember, she's still a woman. She's trying to be a man, but she there. Do you know if they're giving her feminine products? Suppose they just like, you're a man, right? You have a wife? Yeah, you don't need none of this. But they stay quiet for 3 months and drove their cars and tweeted and posted on Instagram and collected checks. Because a white man told you to shut your mouth. The WNBA does not deserve a penny, not a check. I'm against you goddamn lesbians. I'm against you independent women. And I'm talking more about Brittany Griner than your dumbass. I should get all your goddamn money. So, Lucky, go ahead, Bukwash.
So, like, if I could, when I was over there in that part of the world, I knew a few people that I was posted with. They were in Russia, and they were telling me stories about how one, they would never take public transportation. How they basically hate everybody if you're not Russian. But black people, niggas just stick out. You just stick out like a sore thumb.
Hell yeah.
There was some students that would tell me that whenever they would go into the subway system, they would have to face each other so that you can watch my back and I can watch your back, because they'll have little old women, they'll come and push you on the tracks and they call the police themselves, like, hey, we just got some dead people, some dead niggas.
Listen, I wouldn't doubt all of that shit. Listen, they disappear their own politicians.
Yeah, exactly.
Nigga going to work, they just find his car with the engine running and the door open and there's no trace of him. I'm not lying. You could go look it up. Just about 2 years ago, Putin disappeared some politician who questioned him on some stance he took. And his wife said he left work that morning. And they found his car running on the side of the street with the door open. And he's gone. He's just vanished. You know where the hell he is. But them broads stayed quiet and played basketball. That woman from Fox said, shut up and dribble. They listened. LeBron didn't. Right. So he should get the money. You should get the money and y'all should shut up. Because y'all really don't like. You could move on from that unless there's anything. Any questions online or in the room? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question online. There's a brother, Zabadja says, Salaki, sir, in Genesis 35:2. Is this verse talking about Jacob's sons or his servants?
Let me hear Genesis what?
35:2. Genesis chapter 35, verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were there with him, and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments.
What was his question?
He says, is this talking about Jacob's sons or his servants?
This is everybody. It says his household. Right, read it one more time.
Genesis chapter 35, verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments.
So this would be everybody who is under him, things like that, in his care. So just think you are officer in a city, you over, I don't know, Dakota. Whichever officers you have under you, he's talking to them, he's talking to their wives, their children, and whoever falls under all those men household as well as your house. This is everybody who is in your care, basically. That's who he's talking to. Everybody who is in his care, so he could give a wide blanket statement like that. So everybody who's under him, not just his family, but everybody who is in his care then. So this is his whole household, if you understand. He's good?
Concept.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all for
no sweat. No sweat. Okay, give me Ephesians 2. right. Give me Ephesians 2. And start at 1. Right, whoever has it, read. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 1. Come on, where we at? Anybody have that pull up yet? Them phones working slow.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
Right.
According to the prince of the power of the air. The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
All right.
Verse 3. Among whom also we all have our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
All right. So what is we talking about there? Who could break it down for me? All right, read it one more time.
Come. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins. Verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Verse 3. Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
Because I take this here from here.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
It's like a Pagabo. If you could start at verse 1 more time.
Come. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened.
You take it over, spot.
Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
So let's first start right there. What does that mean? What does quicken mean, Shapat?
Basically like woke them up, like woke them out of it.
It's a better word you can use. Quickened. To make alive. To make alive, quickened. That's why it's reading right here. It tells you what the opposite is. And hath he quickened, made alive, who were dead in trespasses and sins. You can precept what that is. The wages of sin is death. You understand? And that's how we live today as a people who sin. And that's why death is so prevalent in the Black and Hispanic communities. You understand? And as you look at our people, and this is the walking dead. You understand? I remember we went to the Midwest Fire Weekend in Chicago, and I'm just like, boy, this is the walking dead. And it looks just like DC. It looks just like Baltimore. It looks just like wherever we are. You understand? No sweat, sir.
All right, where we at now?
Come. Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins. Verse 2. Wherein in times past ye walked according to the curse of this world. According to
somebody was breaking it down.
We start at verse 1, sir.
At verse 1. Okay, where we at with it? What's verse 1 saying?
If I may, sir. Saying like the Most High has made, His Holy Spirit has made us alive, and by teaching us the truth, by us knowing the truth, because we were living in sin, and that's death. The wages of sin is death. And now it's talking from verse 2, it's talking about where in time past we walk according to the course of this world.
Mm-hmm.
The course of this world is to sin, of this society.
Right.
Is ran by our oppressor, ran by the wicked. And so the natural course of this society is to be wicked.
I got you. The ways of this world.
Right,
So it's like, okay, of course, quickened is to give life, to make alive.
Right.
You know that to quicken something is to make it, come alive.
Okay.
Right. And you're right. In times past, we were dead. That's the old man was living a dead life.
Right.
Was living a life that the ways of that type of lifestyle only leads to death.
Right.
Much like today, how people in the world are.
Okay.
The things people in the world do, those things just lead to death. Right? You look at it, you want to die. Somebody who has addiction to smoking, you want to die.
Right.
That monkeypox. Every victim that I've ever seen them interview is
homosexual.
Every last goddamn one. I'm looking for, some, ex-SEAL who, hoorah, yeah, 6, 7 p.m. They talking to all militants and shit with the bumps.
Right.
But every last one is some sodomite.
Yep.
And that should say something about the lifestyle that's being encouraged. It's leading you to die. It's something you just want to die. I even watch videos with them, Israel do wild shit with the cars that they do in the donuts.
Yeah.
And somebody's hanging out of the damn window. And somebody's through the sunroof and they're going. And then somebody will walk out with a phone. Walk out in the path of the car. And film themselves going live and get hit. And everybody's like, oh! And then the car just keeps going. And I'm like, you want to die. You won't stop until you die, until you get hurt, until something horrible happens. And that's the lifestyle you was leading before.
Right.
But now you don't get quickened. Now you're made to live.
Right.
Now you judge things differently. Now you move in a way where you gauge, okay, no, let's not do that because this could happen. Let's go this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, wait. Give me verse 2.
Verse 2, wherein in time past ye walked according to the cursed course of this world.
Right? In times past, you walked according to the course of this world. The course meaning the path.
Right.
Think course like path. Like a path, like a trail in the, in the woods somewhere.
Right.
That's like a course, like a obstacle course.
Right.
Or, some kind of course. It's just a path. This is the way you walk. The path doesn't go anywhere else but where the path goes.
Right.
And you walk that path, you follow that course, you go all the way through. But there's a course that's according to the standards of the world. Right? And that's it. Brittany Griner, she's walking according to the course of this world. Right? She wants to be a man. She identifies as a man. She cuts her breasts off, put the wing statue, the wing arm guard on her chest.
Right.
And, has a drug problem. And now she end up in jail like everybody else. That's it. You a millionaire, and the millions can't save you.
Right.
You was on Sports Illustrated naked on the front cover. And none of that Sports Illustrated ain't trying to save you. You know what I mean? You the face of the WNBA, and that can't save you because you're not quickened. You're not a quickened person.
Right.
You get the point? Why didn't you want more money, right? Why don't you start Brittany Griner coaching school and have coaching schools all over America and just, make appearances and, have people sign up for, Kobe Bryant did that shit.
Yeah.
Right? But she, they're protesting for more money.
Right.
You don't deserve more money, woman. Salaki. You don't. You shouldn't get nothing. You shouldn't get shit.
Right.
Because you don't know what to do with what you have. You're going across to Russia. Why? Because Russia is going to pay you more money.
Right.
Why? You could just teach young girls to play basketball. Right. Hell, you could teach young brothers to play basketball. Right? You wouldn't have been in jail. You could have sit in your car and vape all you want. Nobody would have locked you up.
Right.
Get the point? So, Lucky, grab that computer and that power cord there for me, please, brother. Appreciate that. Say shalom, Gil. All right. So what? Right? But no, she didn't walk according. She wasn't quickened in life. Right? Give me let's get some more on it.
According to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Right? According to the prince of the power. Y'all don't forget I had these coloring books here, right? So y'all take some of these tonight, please. Get them to your kids or nieces or nephews. All right. Let's make some space for this shit. Okay. Read one more time.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Right? According to the prince of the power of the air, which is important to understand. That's what we're going to go into for sure tonight, just to break it down again before 9, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, if I could you use this as saying, like, you know, we're listening, people in the world are listening like to radio, to internet, you know, to all these other stuff that comes out through the air?
Well, right now we coming out through the air. So,
but we're not a slacker. Well, I'm talking.
Go on. You can't stop right there. Goddamn. You get stumped that easy for Clash? Come on, man.
Well, I'm saying like major media, like, you know, Hollywood and stuff like that.
We was on Vice. We was at NBC. We was on major media. You know them niggas came from UK just for all little black asses. Get the Lord a hand. They had a whole camera crew. So what we talking about?
I guess not.
No, we are talking about something, right? But you find the gold. You want to go digging for this shit? Go ahead.
So, like, when it's referring to the prince of the power of the air, it's referring to. I believe you compare this with the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and then how Esau is the vessel for Satan on the earth.
You more on it too.
Okay.
Right, both of you all on it, right? It's definitely talking about that. But I just wanted to see what you would have say if I say, well, we on the airwaves too, which we are. You know, we literally on the airwaves, and in some cities, major airwaves.
Right.
You get the point?
Yeah, concept. So, is this saying the people that are in power? Because the people back in the day, the people that was in power, they're the ones that can give out the information that gets spread by word of mouth.
You on it too. You're gonna have to have a certain amount of power to control whatever is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You're all on it. You're all you know in the right direction with it. You get the point?
Okay.
All right. So, read verse 2 one more time.